Hey guys, what's up? What's good? It's me, it's Hope Gold, and I'm so excited to be saying hello again. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Tristan, to come back and return and say hello. I guess this is check-in number 2, and I've been in LA for, let's see, about 6 weeks now. I think this week, at the end of this week, it'll be, hi Pam, it'll be about 7 weeks that I've been in Los Angeles, and it has been a time. I just want to say I feel so grateful and so fortunate to have landed here. Hi Ben, thank you for tuning in. To have landed here, and I feel like it's just been a warm welcome in so many ways, and if you guys want to know how, feel free to ask me. But I thought I would start by sharing some exciting news and kind of, I think last time I was just talking about trying to get grounded and settled in. But since I've tuned in last time, I have been offered representation with a commercial agency, and I'm really, really, really excited about it and grateful for the opportunity. And it's kind of a funny story how I got signed and how I got the opportunity to audition for my first agency out here in Los Angeles. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited that someone decided to take a chance on this Florida girl and let her walk in and see my potential just from meeting me. So that's that. I'm really excited to where this is going to lead. Who knows? I don't know, but I know it's going to be great, and it's going to give me a lot of experience, and I'm going to get to do some commercial work, which, would you say I have a commercial face? Would you buy a product from me? Would you buy this poop emoji if I really sold it to you? Would you buy it? I'm always looking for tips and pointers on my commercial audition experience and work. So so yeah, that is a really exciting news, and I am in my midday slump right now, so please forgive me if my brain is like swirly durly. Oh, that's amazing. You're from Ohio. Very cool. And you have a lot of movies made out there. Yeah, I've come to learn that a lot of actors are pulled from Los Angeles and New York, into smaller markets like Atlanta and Florida and Ohio and to film, right? Because taxes are significantly cheaper in these places to film. So a lot of times they'll do the casting here, and then actors will go to Texas and Ohio and just all over the country and all over the world to film. So it's really exciting when something is being filmed in your hometown, especially if it's a small town. It's something that everybody gets really excited about and feels really proud of. I know I'm from Panama City Beach, and I went to high school out there, and the only high school in Panama City Beach. I'm an assistant camera out here in LA. It's a tough industry. Yes, it is tough, but I'm keeping the energy and the enthusiasm high. And, a lot of people have been they've expressed cynical opinions about the industry, and sure, there is a lot of truth to that, but I've just got to keep my head above water, and I've just got to keep moving forward. And yeah, it's a tough industry, but I'm happy to be here. I'm really grateful to be here and to bring myself to the industry. So yeah. But back to what I was saying, I lived in Panama City, and I remember, hi Destiny, I remember being so excited that they were filming this movie at our high school, and it was such a big deal. It was such a big deal, and I remember, going between classes and areas being blocked off and seeing that happening, and it was really, really exciting. So I can only imagine in Youngstown, Ohio, how exciting it would be to be from an area where they've done a big film. But yeah, so I've landed a commercial agent. I'm really, really stoked about it, and I'll share more details about that as that develops. But see, I've met with a modeling agency, and that was a great, all of these experiences, I'm really at the base of it, like, I'm just so excited to be in the room, you know, I'm just so excited to have the opportunity to be in the room and to have that experience. And every single experience is a learning experience. You know, I think one of the best things I ever heard from someone who had been in the industry for quite a while at a workshop is he said, you have to collect your no's. You know, you could have 100 no's, 1,000 no's, right? Before you have a yes. The least amount of no's is ideal, you know, but ever since I heard that, that stuck with me, and that's what's encouraged me to keep going, is to collect your no's. But obviously every time I go in a room, despite the nerves, despite everything, I know that I showed up and I did my absolute best, the best that I could bring that day. So, also, welcome to my studio apartment. It's been an adjustment to live in a studio, but it's been really, really good. Yeah, it's been fun learning how to utilize this space. If you have any thoughts or storage advice for studio, I am accepting all of those. So, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. I have my own channel on here as well. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh, I get the corny puns all the time, and I don't dislike them. I actually really love them. I mean, I guess there comes a moment where it's like a little excessive, but I think that they're sweet. So, yep, so we got the commercial agent. That's a lot of weight off my shoulders. And again, I've been out here for what, 6 weeks? I mean, that's incredible and crazy, and I'm so grateful for the woman who made that connection for me. I really owe it all to her. So thank you, Tristan. He just shared my YouTube channel there. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the biggest news I have to share. LA's been treating me really well. I work at a coffee shop out here. That's like my survival job, and I love it. I love serving coffee, and I work in a place, in an area where I get to see a lot of people from all different sorts of countries and all walks of life come through, and I hear conversations that I can't even understand, but I think it's beautiful that I get to experience so much culture. It's a bustling hub of culture, and I'm really happy to be thrown into it. So yeah. I guess at this moment, now that I'm done with all my updates, I'll accept some questions from you guys. I'll kind of let Tristan steer the questions along here, but if you have any questions for me, I will definitely accept them. Oh, I know. You know, I'm so happy that Emma is... I'm so happy that Emma is on the team. It definitely is hard to see all the work that Tristan's been doing, and like from a distance being like, man, I wish I was there, you know? I definitely miss Gainesville, and I definitely miss working with Tristan and all of those experiences, but it doesn't mean that they've come to an end. I will definitely be probably flying to Gainesville within the next, like maybe 6 months even, or definitely within the next year or two, work on a project with Tristan. So that will be happening in the future. So in a way, I don't feel like Emma's replaced me. I just feel like she's brought her beauty and her incredible gift and talents as an actress. You know, she's brought all of that into a space that I kind of had to move out of for the purpose of coming out here, and she's been able to kind of move into that space and do incredible work. So I don't think that she's replaced me at all. I think she's bringing her own essence to Tristan's work. Do you think that voice actors keep getting taken for granted, given they don't get much recognition? Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in the industry that don't get as much recognition as they deserve. Voice actors, yeah. You don't often, like, I think when people think of success, it really comes to down to what you define as success, right? So, I feel like to the average person who doesn't really know a lot about the industry, a successful actor is someone who's on a television show, who's in movies, who has a big house name. But to me, I think that a successful actor is someone who is getting work, and even if you're not getting work at the moment, you're working towards it. You're trying. You're going to auditions. You're putting yourself out there. I think that's success, and I think that voice actors are so successful, and there's a whole part of the industry that would be absent without them. So yeah, I don't think that they get enough credit. I really don't. I think that their work, of the voice of an actor, just like the body and the mind, and for me the spirit, is all very important. It's tools, right? So we have to continuously work on these tools, and the voice especially is something that that needs to be worked and rested and utilized and trained, to sound the way that it needs to for commercial work and for whatever voice actors do, animation. So those actors have spent a lot of time working on their tools, working on their voice, a lot of time in training and studies. They didn't just do it out of nowhere. So yeah, there's a lot of work that's put into it, and I think that they could be more appreciated. I also think that writers, people who freaking write these stories that we get to tell, I feel like they're often not appreciated as much as, or recognized as much as they should be. The words that come out of my mouth, the script that I hold in my hand, that's the story that came from someone's mind, and I think that's incredible. So I think we should recognize those people more. I'll check out some of these questions in a moment, but just really quick, I just thought, like, if you go to a movie, I challenge you to sit till the end of the credits. I think that simple act is a way to really appreciate and pay respect to the people who weren't the faces of the movie, the film, the animation that you just experienced. Really read the names. Like, sometimes it's a little fast, right? But really, like, try to read the names and try to see and give your time to the names that come across the screen at the end of a production. I think that that's a way to pay respect to all those people who put their time into it. Yeah. So let's see if I can try to review some of these questions. I want to make a list 25 list about worst animated movies. Ooh, yeah, that would be good, Tristan. You should do that. And thank you, Tristan. You're one of the greatest people that I have had the opportunity to work with. I'm very fortunate, so thank you. Very sweet. And hi, Tara. I just want to say hello. All right. Perfect. Yeah, so right now I would love to go ahead and take some more questions for you guys. Tristan, do you have any particular questions for me? Who wants to be a millionaire? Tara, next time I'm in Gainesville, you better sign me up. We're going to watch that show, okay? All right. What is my favorite process for developing a character when I'm handed a script? Such an excellent question. So first thing I like to do is to do a script analysis. I like to, so I just read the script. I don't try to put any characterization into anything yet. I just read the script as if I'm reading a book, right? So I read the script so I can get a sense of what the story is like. And then I go through and I highlight my character, and I start to separate the parts of the story that my character, like, I start to pull and extract my character's story, right? Because there's other characters and other things going on. So I just want what my character is doing. So I'll extract all of that and figure, my cat Bella says hi. I try to extract my character's story and find what their arc is, right? Because every character has a journey within the time frame of the story that we get to see. So, so I like to figure out my character's story arc, and then from there I break that into segments, right? So what are they doing here that gets them to here? Like, what emotions are they experiencing? Why are they doing what they're doing in order to get to this point? And why are they doing what they're doing in order to get this point? And like, what gets them to the climax? And how does that fall? Like, what's the resolution? And how does my character feel by the time that there's a resolution, or maybe there isn't one in the story, right? So I like to do that. And then I get to the nitty gritty. So then I start, memorizing my lines, which often I do by writing them down and like reciting them out loud a lot of times, and working with friends and saying them out loud. And then I like to get down to the sentence, the very sentence, like each sentence, and I like to highlight words, key words within a scene, and find the beats within each scene. So the pauses, find the shifts within each scene, because think about how often our brain switches thought and switches mood, right? It's very often. I think it's easy for an actor to kind of like play things one noted, but when you're playing another human being, they're not often one noted. Their thoughts shift and change, and their intentions, their direction changes. So I try to find all those nuances. And then once I find all those nuances, obviously there's room for them to change and shift. You show up to rehearsal, you do the scene, and then you go back and forth with the director on what their vision is, and you find like common ground, and then you create something beautiful together with the other actors and with the director. So that's kind of what I like to do with a script in a nutshell. But yeah, let me see if there's any questions that I missed. Do you have any tips as a woman to stand your ground in this industry? Yeah, I do. I had an experience this week where I kind of decided to step out of my comfort zone and attend a social outing in a place that I wouldn't normally go, but I thought, it's very LA, let's give it a shot, let's see. And there was a moment within that event, almost at the end of the night, where someone tried to kind of take advantage of me, and thought that I wasn't like as smart as I am. And I could see where, and it's not even about being smart, it's just about being aware, right? And recognizing when someone might be taking advantage of you. And as a woman out here in the industry, when you have your hopes and your dreams, and someone, I think there's a lot of people out here that make false promises in any industry, in music and acting, and you just have to be cautious. You just have to be careful. So I think that's it. I think to stand your ground, you have to first pull yourself out of the industry. Figure out what you want. What are your goals? How do you want to get there in a way that will not compromise who you are and what you stand for? And then once you've really got that clearly mapped out in your head, then you kind of, excuse my French, but you like sift through the bullshit, and you find people, you search for the people that are most authentic. Because there are authentic people in this industry. There are other people who want to create work, and it is a business. It's an art and it's a business. So the moment you recognize that, and you realize what you want to stand for and how you want to get to your goal, if I want to be on a TV show, okay, like, let me break down how I'm going to get there, and let me figure out the type of people that I want to work with. Like, the more clear you are in your head about who you are and what you want, the more you can just pass by all of the BS, So I think that's how we can stand our ground as women in this industry, is figure out what we want, figure out what we want to bring to the table, and you just keep moving forward and just say no to the BS, right? So, which can be tricky because some people are really good at putting on a show and putting on a face, and they don't always mean it. So just take it slow, never rush into anything, know your worth, your self-worth, and just keep moving forward. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Let's see. What would be my dream role to play? My dream role. Man, that's such a... You know, when I was younger, I always thought... Because I feel like a lot of the actors that I look up to are really seasoned when they're in their 30s and 40s. Closer to 40s. So I always imagined it would be so cool to play Jackie O one day. And then it was already done, and I was like, oh, man... But I thought it would be really beautiful to play Audrey Hepburn. You know, it's very hard. It's very tricky to step into a role of someone so legendary like that. I really just bow to actors who step into roles like that, you know. You have to really study who that person was in so many ways. Yeah. I guess at this point in my life, my dream role would be to play a queen of some sort. Like, I really love Mary Queen of Scots, and there's already a show that was done, but I love the actress who played her in that show, and yeah, I would love to play like a royal of some sort. I think that would be really fun. I love regal roles, so. Let's see. If you're committed enough, you can make any story work. I once told a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it. That's true, right? Everybody says fake it till you make it. I think another way to look at it is just, if you believe it, you really believe it, you believe in yourself, you know, you could sell it, right? So, yeah. I agree with you there. Have you ever used any of your acting to cope with a real life situation? Huh. Yeah, so that's interesting. That's really interesting because I think it can work both ways. So often there are some actors who like to use real life situations to tap into the emotions of their characters, you know, because there's a lot of experiences that we haven't had that the character might have, right? So if my character lost her sister, okay, like a tragedy, just absolutely awful, just lost her sister to some sudden tragedy. I've never lost, thank goodness, I've never lost, you know, I don't really have a sister or anything, like older sister to lose or anything like that. I can't really pull that experience from my own life. So what have I experienced in my life to get me there, right? So some actors do that, but it's really fascinating that you asked if any stories, hey Bella, hey girl, it's really funny that you asked if any stories have helped me in my life, and I think so. I don't know that, yeah, you know, maybe when I played Athena in the House of Atreus, her strength, and like literally to play a goddess, you have to be confident, and you have to find your own pure inner strength just bursting out of you, right, to play a goddess. So I think that role kind of forever shaped me and changed me in a way that I found a certain confidence in that role that kind of carried on with me into my life. So I think back on that role a lot. I think there are certain roles that when the actor really, really connects with the story and really, really taps into the character and lives in that life, I think that those characters never really leave you, you know? Kind of like people that you've come to know. You really get to know these people. They aren't you, they're not yourselves, but you come to know them as you come to know people in your life. And I think acting is one of the greatest acts of empathy that you can have, because you have to be so empathetic that you have to consider what it's like to live in someone else's shoes. And ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to experience what it's like to step into someone else's shoes. You know? I used to play lawyer, and I used to play preacher, and I used to play teacher, and I used to put on skits and things like that because I wanted to understand what it was like to be those people. And now that I'm older, I want to understand what it's like to step into someone else's shoes, so that maybe when I do and I tell a story, that it'll be like a chain reaction. Maybe they'll be more empathetic about a life that they have no idea about or have never known. You know, maybe they'll be more empathetic when it comes to other people and other experiences. So yeah. Let's see what we've got here. Where is all my gold? I don't know. You tell me, because I would love to use it to have more flights home to see Tristan and my family. I'm pushing buttons with my finger. Sorry. Let's see. What would you say? Who would you say you draw inspiration from? Ooh. Top 3. Okay. Let's see. Emma Stone, Mandy Moore, and Elizabeth Moss. They're incredible. They're powerhouses. They tap into truth and emotion like no other. Those are my 3. Easy. Emma Stone, Mandy Moore, Elizabeth Moss. Love them. Aspire to get there in my skill. Thank you for that question. That was an awesome question. You guys want to put me in time out? Tara, come on. That's not very nice. Not very nice. Did I say something bad? Wow, there's so many questions. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate them. Let's see. Would Cinderella be a role for you? Yeah, I would love to play Cinderella. Actually, I love the musical Cinderella. There's this song that she sings. It's like, in my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. Like, that's one of my favorite songs, and my best friend Ariel Reich, who is in New York right now, she sings that song so beautifully. And Timeout is a great place to be put in. Right? I love that song too. In my own little corner, in my own little chair. Yeah. So I love Cinderella, and I would love to play her. Yeah. That would be a really great role. Oh, Tammy, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. So we just got set up in the studio. And I could have pretended the whole time that I was talking through this microphone, but that would be a lie. But this microphone is going to be my prime tool to get some of this music recorded that I've had in this brain of mine for a while. So I'm really excited to do that. And eventually maybe I'll start a podcast if you guys want a podcast from me. I've got some ideas stirring. I'm thinking about doing some kind of goddess podcast, you know, with a bunch of powerhouse women. Do we have any more questions? Let's see. Tristan, any more questions for me? I'm trying to think. I agree. We should put Mike in timeout. Do I have any... Wait. That was kind of a good one. Do I have any favorite theme songs? Ooh. You know, it's kind of funny because I like to make up my own theme songs for things. So I'll be like, when something goes really well, I'll be like, da na 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 da da. You know, I'll just like add little I add music to everything. I have to everything has to have music. I don't know. Even when there's no music playing, there's music in my mind. You know, I feel like my life has a soundtrack. And do you guys feel that way? That music is always there for you, even when you're not listening to music? It's just music fuels your life so much, you know. What would be the soundtrack of your life? That's a question I have for you guys. That's kind of a deep question. What would be the soundtrack of your life? I'm going to have to think of that one. I think mine would be Odessa because I'm so obsessed with Odessa. If you guys haven't heard Odessa yet, you got to do it. I'm going to their finale this Saturday, and I cannot wait. I'm so sad that their tour is ending, but they've been on tour for like years. It's time for them to go. But, yeah. Okay. Oh, yes, exactly. That's why I love house music so much, because it has like that heartbeat sound to it, you know. You know, it's just like a heartbeat. And I just love house music. I think for that very reason. Yeah. Because it sounds like a heartbeat. And there's so much you can do with house music. I'd watch a Powerhouse Women stream. Heck yeah. What I plan to do eventually, and actually my best friend Ariel will be in town. I just had an idea. Next Monday, I'll talk with Tristan. Maybe we can get myself and Ariel. She's my best friend. She's an actress in New York. So you can have a perspective of an LA actress who's just starting out, and then an actress from New York who's been there for, 2 years, and get her perspective on acting, and we can go back and forth on our perspectives. I think that would be lovely. She's an incredible human. And I have not tried voice acting yet, but I plan to make my voice real very soon. So that's a really good question. Let's see. Tristan said it's a deal. So I'll talk with Ariel. Obviously, I have to get her consent, but I'm sure she'll be really excited to do a stream and talk with you guys next week. So think of questions that you might have for an actress who lives in New York, and I'm sure she would love to talk with you guys. Let's see. What is the most romantic thing someone's done for you, you have done for someone? What small romantic things do you enjoy receiving? So, well, I feel like the most romantic thing that's been done for me today was my engagement. And it's funny because, like, obviously my fiance, JR, planned the engagement, but it was such a collaborative effort that it was also sort of sweet and romantic that all my friends were involved. Like, I think that friends can do sweet romantic things for each other too. And, whoever you're in a relationship with as well. I think it's kind, to do sweet random things for your friends and for your significant other and for your family. So, yeah, my engagement was pretty perfect. So like I was talking about Odessa before. So when my fiance and I met, our first big event together was a music festival called Okeechobee in Florida. And I'd never been to a music festival before. I think they get a bad rep. They're really incredible. Someone asked me what my sign is. I'm a Taurus. My birthday is Cinco de Mayo. I'm a Cinco de Mayo baby. But yeah, so Odessa. So I see Odessa at this music festival with JR for the first time, and he loves Odessa, and I feel like I woke up and realized, holy moly, this is what sound is. This is what music is, It's like, have you ever heard music and you just realize, like, oh my God, I didn't know anything before this. Like, this is music, So I just fell in love with Odessa, and we fell in love at Odessa. He told me he loved me for the first time. So flash forward like 2.5 years later, all of our friends are going to, all these friends that we've collected from all walks of life, from college, from Jacksonville, Florida, from, my hometown, from everywhere. We gathered them together at this festival, and it was like the pivotal moment because Odessa was there, they were performing, and during their set, our song comes on, and JR had emailed their touring manager to see if they were going to play our song, and she was like, I think we are, but let me message you back. And she never messaged him back, so he had no idea if they were going to play our song. He just had one of my best friends carrying the ring around all night. She's like checking her fanny pack, like, oh my God, do I still have it? And we get there, and our song comes on, like 2 songs into the set, and he got on his knee and he proposed, and it was magical. He didn't even have to, because the fireworks went off, and like the music was great, and all of our friends were there, and thousands of people were there, and hundreds of people around us were cheering for us, and it was like fireworks and confetti, and it was like, you know, all of the entertainment was just done for him. But I'm so appreciative. It was the most magical moment of my life. So yeah, that was pretty darn romantic. Little things that I like poems. I just like people's time, and I like eye contact. I just like when people just talk to me, you know, and connect without being robots. So yeah. Let's see. You're a Virgo. Cool. Oh my gosh, an impression of Tristan? What would be my impression of Tristan? Okay, what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to just like pull out an impression, I'm gonna work on this one so well that next time you see me, I'm gonna be ready for it, and I'm gonna take this as a character study, okay? So this has become a new challenge for me. And then I'm gonna equally challenge Tristan back, and Alex and Emma, to do an impression of me, okay? And they should probably do impressions of each other, because I think that would be hilarious if they haven't done that yet. So I'm gonna really study Tristan. I'm gonna like watch all his videos, and I'm gonna nail it. I think that'll be hilarious. I'm trying to go back here. We got some Libras and Virgos in the house. What's good? What places have I been in LA? Let's see. Alex is gonna recite Light of the World. Okay, so I'm gonna answer two questions: the LA question and what's my favorite List 25 episode. I definitely the cheesy dates one that I got to do with Mike and Tristan. That was so much fun, and we got to work with James on that one. And those cheesy pickup lines were so bad that it was the most fun, because I had two of my friends just like dropping these cheesy lines on me, and I was trying to provide authentic reactions, and I just couldn't not see them. Like, I couldn't separate them. You know, I'm an actress. I should be able to do that, but I just couldn't. It was hilarious, and I think that was the one we had the most fun with. So, yeah, where have I been to in LA? So I currently am near the Santa Monica area. I love Santa Monica. And some of my favorite spots have been the Self-Realization Sanctuary in the Pacific Palisades. That's really been my sanctuary while I've been here. Because as fun as it can be to run around and start getting into the rat race of things, I firmly believe that the moment you do something for yourself, when you get rooted and you get grounded, abundance comes your way. So there's no way that things are going to come my way if I'm not rooted and if I don't take care of myself. So by doing yoga and by going to the Self-Realization Sanctuary and by reading books and staying informed, I then am mentally and physically prepared to go chase my dreams. So I love that. I love Culver City. Venice. I absolutely love the whole Abbot Kinney Strip. It's a lot of fun. Salt and Straw is some of my favorite ice cream I've ever had. And yeah, so those are a couple places I've visited here in Los Angeles. I've done some hikes. Temescal Canyon, not Runyon. Maybe it was Runyon. The one near the Hollywood sign. Yeah, I think it was Runyon. I've done Runyon. Yeah, I've seen some. I've kind of done, yeah, and I've done like the, oh my gosh, Chinatown. I love Chinatown. So much fun. It's so crazy. It's so beautiful. I went to this little music event, not little, it was kind of, they took up like 3 blocks of Chinatown, but it was called All Day I Dream. It was a house music event in Chinatown. It was so gorgeous, and I highly recommend you guys attending an All Day I Dream event. They're all over the world. So I've done that. And I love vegan food. So I just always try to find really cool vegan spots in the city. All right, what else we got here? What else do you guys want to ask? Let's see. Lee. Daniel, I think that's silly. I love SpongeBob. I heard this house song the other day, and someone used a SpongeBob sample, and I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I'm getting lost in it all. There's so many responses. I'm so glad you guys have joined me. Thank you so much. Like, it means the world to me. Hope, since you're moving to Florida, what kind of mental prep are you doing? Mythical Florida man. Oh, I'm not moving to Florida. I moved from Florida to Los Angeles. So, and I'm really enjoying it here. We recently did the 25 wardrobe items every woman should have. Anything you think should be on that list? I'm going to have to listen to that one. Yeah. I don't know. Lately, I've been into like simple minimalism, just minimalistic outfits, a dress and sneakers, like, a linen shirt and a nice linen matching pants. Like, I'm very minimalistic. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I try not to wear a lot of makeup. I don't do a lot with my hair. I just kind of brush it and let it do its thing.